So this poem is called Which Goddess This? All of them. In the strains of her life and graces, offering solace without meaning to, she is a plunge into ocean, warm as a breast. When her hand presses there, my falling turns into flight, always in air. We may never touch beyond what she needs. I become solid as cloud. With all the rain and thunder she craves, delivered from distance. I love how she dances, bare under clothes. I turn at the end of the street. She takes her own way. It is her life of wonder. I simply dream. So welcome you, welcome Goddess. I often feel it's not a case of inviting them into our lives, but more of acknowledging they're already here. Someone I've been wanting to write about for a long time is the African goddess Oshun. From Yoruba tradition, she is a river goddess. And I felt I had to ask her permission for the right to write about her, and also to feel like I knew something of her. And thankfully, events transpired that said, yes, it's okay to do this. And I want to write about a particular story that concerns her. This being a time of calamity, it touches on another time when the sky god refused to rain, kept the rain to himself, and Oshun was the one sent to plead with him to allow the skies to rain. She was dressed up in peacock feathers to entice, but the journey was so very long. By the time she got there, she looked more like a vulture. And the vulture, I know, is a sacred bird for her. Oshun's journey. I have a beak, broad black beak now, that I tap to remind you of water running. I have talons, scratching, scraping talons here, like the dust in a dry, dead river. I have feathers singed now and shivering, shaken to remind you of the splintering of rain. I have a song of dead meat on my breath. Would you have this stench over all the earth? You were unloved. All the Orisha on earth thought you too distant, far away. Only I took time to reach you. They gave me feathers of a peacock to entice you. All my beauty fell away on this journey to beseech you. So long, so far. And all the time, rain could not fall, all the people dying out of thirst, out of loneliness, lying. Who are you, carrion bird, come to eat my heart? Who are you, weary traveler, dusted from the road? Who are you, low ember, colored like the ashes? I am she of the rivers left unflooded. I am she, peacock feathered, made to journey more than any. I am she, too weary to be beautiful, come to pray to you. Unloved, Oludumare withdrew the rain. Oshun alone made the journey made of love. Opulence and iridescence lost on the way, overcast and ugly in vulture's grey. Oshun alone touched Oludumare's heart. Overcast and opulent, the rains fell. Hail to you, Oshun. beautiful in yellow, dancing amongst sunflowers, rippling in the rivers. And another time of calamity, a moment of judgment in this next poem, when we're confronted by the earth goddess, Gaia, walking among us. Gaia. She looked at us as if every one of us was a man, and I did not know to feel pride or shame. We were all a strange other thing. She touched the mothers tenderly, knowing their ambivalence, how it hooked into necessity. She looked at the girls, at the red tears turning them to women, and even though the warning was bitten back behind her throat, it showed on her teeth. But where hands were joined, man to woman, woman to woman, man to man, everyone felt her fingers lift a fraction in involuntary blessing. Every one of us felt a new thing, as if we were intrusion. No, not new to some, but never shared so. And now it felt the best of us would be judged with the worst, all of us dressed by her. But soon she came to the boys. Was there more pride here, more fear? All of them held as embodiment of action, all of them being kicked into a stratosphere so far away. But where their father held their hands, she was kinder. To the older men, the eldest, she went around and broke their necks one by one. Afterwards, they were glad, but at the time, their trousers wet, their cheering sons dancing in a liberation none of them had known they had, they'd argued their voices out. Well, all but a few. When the cheering stopped, she turned to the sons, these other things, that these had all come out of her. They are not the best, she said. Perhaps they are the most mysterious. And one by one she took them back, tasting each on the lips of her vulvar smile and with the tongue within. She said, a time beneath the heartbeat might make them known to me again. The eldest grandmothers all helped with the birthing, the darkest hands, as she lay back and spread across her own eldest grandmother the dark land, birthing to tomorrow, precious moments crowning, and we all stood upon her belly. Sisters, she said, you are closest to remembering. They must not silence you. Birth scars are never left behind. Her sweat had dripped her flesh and new veins onto our bones. We were standing in her breath, and each step thereafter was a passing through of a new labial gate. Gaia. A goddess I met for the first time last year, and then again this year at Imbog, comes out of Ireland, has the name Rigid or Bride. She's a healer, she's a metalsmith, she's a poet, amongst much else. And as with Oshun, I've been wanting to write about her for a long time. It wasn't until maybe meeting her the second time that I felt I could. So this short one is called For Bride. That night, she was a clear and shining flame in the forest. worked with hammer and forge. She beat a circle among seer voices, stars in the leaves still green on the new buds. No one felt the cold. Fed by cakes she shared, and linked now each by bracelets of warm gold. And here we saw the hailstone melt and move. Here we danced till the birch bark caught the dawn. Bride by then had danced away out of dark into hearts, working with hammer and forge. Hail to you, bride, and thanks. And to finish this last one, Bride and Oshun are both goddesses I've only met recently, but Freya is someone who has been with me for many, many years. I felt her hand gently squeeze my shoulder. I felt her on my back like wings. I felt her challenge, her disdain at times, and her love. And I feel she has gifted me many verses, and she appears often in my verse. And she appears in this one, this short one. She wears a cloak of falcon feathers with which she can fly around the worlds. She drops it when she wishes to, takes back her more human form. It's said that she weeps. When she weeps, it's tears of amber and gold. So this is for her. It's for all women who have those moments of, I can't do any more, and then doing more. And also for the men who have moments like this as well. The title, I think, is Icelandic, lkafjaðrir, falcon feathers. When the bird settles, whipped as it was by cross winds and vectors, tired wings, letting the cloak fall away, it is as if she has alighted on her own heart. Falcon Freya weeps tears from her fierceness. Amber and gold knows their necessity. Lifts once more to fly, strength of mind revived, knows the world will take her weight, as will the sky. Hail to you, Freya, Vanadis, and thanks.